Hello, so today I'm going to do a very short video on quick survival tips for manifestors. So this video is intended to be very high level. It's really just meant to be a friendly reminder when you need to just remember, hey, what should I be leaning into as far as being a manifestor and using my energy in the world. One thing I do want to say is if you are a manifestor and you disagree with anything I say or you want to add to anything that I say, please comment, because I am not a manifestor. I'm a manifesting generator, so would love to hear from manifestors if I've gotten something wrong or if you want to expand on something. All right, so today I'm going to do a really quick list of survival tips for manifestors. But before I get into that, I want to make a couple of disclaimers. First of all, Human Design, Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, these are all tools that are really designed to kind of tell us more about ourselves, to maybe deepen our understanding about ourselves. I want to make sure that it's really clear, though, that these tools should never make you feel boxed in. It should never make you feel like you're, like a black and white assessment of your personality. We are very complex human beings, and so I just kind of want to note that, number one. Number two, everything in human design is easier said than done. I tell this to my clients all the time, just like most things in life. And so the best thing that we can do is just give it a try, see if these tips work for us, and if not, just discard it. All right, so before I get into the content, let me give you a couple of fun facts about me. First of all, I graduated high school in '93, so grunge was my jam. This photo you see here was just a fun little photo session I'd had with a photographer friend where we were playing with a concept. I have two sibling cats. One is named Raven and one is named Pip. They're male and female. And then I recently took a feng shui class for prosperity because I figure every little thing might help, right? So as a manifestor, how do you manifest and attract the things you want into your life? The number one thing is that you should honor your impulses. You should honor your urges. You are here to initiate. And so an urge is a very specific feeling that you get that tells you to do something or to pursue something, and it kind of comes out of nowhere, and maybe you don't know why you should be doing it. Maybe you can't logically make sense of it, but your urges are not designed to be traced back to logic. And so you should, if you're living correctly as a manifestor, you should really be cherishing these urges and honoring them and looking to really kind of pursue them whenever you can. The other thing is that really make sure that you're not looking to other people for permission to do the things you're called to do. So when you get those urges, you can just go and do it. You don't have to look to anyone around you. Not everyone is going to want to engage in that impulse that you have. And you need to be the person that tells everybody else that, hey, I'm doing this thing, and if you want to join me, you can, and if you don't, you don't. So as a manifestor, how do you make sure you're getting the rest you need and addressing your self-care needs? So number one is you should avoid people pleasing. Very often, many of us, but manifestors in particular, have been conditioned to think if I'm doing for other people, then I am worthy. And so if this sounds familiar to you, really take inventory of your day and make sure that you are doing things for you and not just for other people. You really need to strike that balance before compromising for other people, and only compromise for other people if it really truly makes you happen. Any kind of, if you're using the word should, that's really bad for a manifestor. Really try to create space for your urges to come through and make sure you're not filling all of your space and all of your time and energy doing for other people. The other thing is that it's really important for manifestors to balance work and rest. So a lot of times they're going to look, at the world around them and feel like they have to hustle, go, 24/7, and really counteract or work on reframing the thought that in order for you to be worthy, you have to be producing all the time. So that's not how your energy works. Your energy kind of works in fits and starts when you get your impulses or your urges. And so really make sure that you allow time for rest when you don't feel those impulses to do things. So as a manifestor, how can you leverage your energy type in work, career, and just generally feeling in flow. The first big important thing, which I alluded to in the previous slide, is really honoring your energy cycle. So as a manifestor, your energy is going to work in fits and starts. It tends to be very spontaneous. You may have high energy when you're in your urge to do the thing you want to do, but then likely after that is done, you're going to need rest. Also, very often, manifestors are not well suited for jobs that are traditionally 9 to 5. So I'm not saying that a manifestor cannot have a great experience in a 9 to 5 job. But what I would say is if you are a manifestor and you are finding that that is a struggle for you, you may try to find a more manifestor friendly job. So what does that look like? That job is going to look like a more flexible work schedule. Maybe it's the type of work where you're working on a specific project and then there's a break and you have a little calmer period after that. So not a job where it's go, 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 hustle, hustle 24/7, but it's more of a like ebb and flow in the work cycle. Or a career that really allows you autonomy in terms of setting up your day in a way that's ideal for your energy cycle. As a manifestor, what do you do when you're feeling angry or annoyed at the world? So this is your not self, as we would say in human design. The first thing you want to look at is where are you staying small? Where in your life are you staying small? Because remember, as a manifestor, you have the biggest energetic aura, and it really, you're designed to really be seen and heard and to lean into that authentic self. You know, you're going to connect better with other people when you don't shrink or change to make yourself small and other people comfortable with that aura. The other thing is don't put your power in other people's hands. When you get urges, when you get the impulse to do something, go ahead and do it. Manifestors will often seek approval from other people before they go do the thing they want to do, and you are just not designed to do that. You do not need permission from anyone to follow your impulses. And also, you know, remember that people pleasing is not going to get you where you want to be. So, you know, if you're trying to accommodate everyone else, you're never going to have that forward progress that you really want.